So as Abel alluded to, we're gonna do some spoiler-free reaction to Thunderbolts for you guys. So obviously, feel free to hang out. So we cannot talk any spoilers as much as we want to, boys.
Which means this is going to be a very brief discussion.
I mean, not necessarily. Listen, so I know above it was stated how much glazing are we gonna do. Here's all I'll say as far as non-spoilery stuff. I went into this movie with little to no expectations. Basically, I was like, I just want to go in, have a good time. This movie, from start to finish, I was never out of the movie. I actually like held in a bathroom break to stay in my seat to watch it because I was that into it. And I've gotten up for some Marvel movies before, just been like, kind of over it, go to the bathroom, whatever, come back. But I actually stayed the whole time because I was like, yo, this movie, I was locked in the entire time. There were some things here, if I'm nitpicky, there were some things here and there that bothered me a little, I think. But like the more I think about it, they weren't that bad. Like, this is a good movie. It's a good Marvel movie at the end of the day. It's really, I had a great time. So like, I'll leave it at that. At the end, we'll give we'll do like a 1 through 10. This way people get that like gist of it, how we feel about it.
I was so pleasantly surprised at the chemistry of all them together, whether it was 3 of them on, 2 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. Like, I just feel like they all really bounced off each other well and interacted with everyone. Red Guardian is such a freaking just like one of the high points for me, and Yelena, they had some really good moments, I thought. I was very pleasantly surprised by this movie, and I really think it has to do with the expectations going in with this movie. I feel like a lot of people are going to have low expectations going into it and be very pleasantly surprised and really feel more excited about it coming out the other end. That's really how I felt about the movie.
All right, so I said way back when, you can go back to previous episodes, that this movie was probably going to be a sleeper and whatnot, because there wasn't a lot about it. But you know, whenever you put misfits together on a team, it's a great space for story, because you start with no expectations. Nobody seems to have any potential. They get together. Everybody's a reluctant anti-hero. Nobody wants to do this job, but then they're forced into the job, and this is where they start to shine and whatnot. So, and I won't go into some, but that being said, there are some things that I did not get from this movie, but we'll talk about that stuff later.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I liked Sentry, by the way. I was totally in for what he was doing.
You know what, without getting spoilery, you know what just came to my mind? Like how they handled Sentry is how you could have handled Adam Warlock. You could have done it very similarly, but instead you decided to make them a big goofball. Bob was a goofball, and then all of a sudden it was, oh shit, wait a minute. But we never got that turn with Adam Warlock. And it felt like that because we already had
because of James Gunn. Because
no.
of James Gunn.
No. I'm not going to blame James Gunn. You know who I blame? I blame the High Evolutionary, because we had a bad in that movie.
Yeah.
You couldn't make Adam Warlock who he's supposed to be because you already had the High Evolutionary there as the big bad. You can't have 2 big bads. And
yeah, but Adam Warlock
band
really
of Misfits
isn't
fighting
a big bad, though.
No, he's an anti-hero, but you made him look like a fucking gigantic child, and he didn't need to be that. Bob looked like a gigantic child the first half hour of the movie. Did he not? Or an hour in the movie? Maybe?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden,
he did it in a way,
and you were like, oh, shit.
He did it in a way better way than they did Adam Warlock, I'll tell you
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This is accurate, though. Aaron was the only hater before the movie, I might point out. I'm going to get into that with spoilers.
Leo, what'd you think?
Yeah, Leo, what did you think?
Hold on 1 second. Oh, my check hasn't cleared. I have no opinion yet. I'll wait the spoilers.
You want spoilers?
You're just going to wait till spoilers?
Yeah. Because what I got to say is going to be fire.
Okay. All right. Wait. So, Torian, did you say anything?
Yeah, no,
spoiler free?
I would say that this is probably one of the most emotional MCU movies to date.
Very heavy.
This is with how, and I think this is what a lot of fans been wanting, a balancing act where you can have the drama, you can have the comedy, you can have the action, and they had all of that in there, and it flowed. That interaction, and I'm gonna save it for the spoiler, but that interaction between Yelena and Red Guardian on the street, that was some good acting between Florence Pugh and David Harbour. That was some phenomenal. I was sitting in the theater, literally sinking into the chair like this, and saying to myself, am I watching a Marvel movie or a Lifetime movie? Because the drama that they brought just with that scene alone, and you got to think of everything that happened before it and what happened immediately after it. And I'm glad that they had a moment right there that they could share, especially since Yelena seems to be a huge focal point of the movie. Like the movie's heavily centered around her character and just kind of expands out after that. But that was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. And let me just say something right now. I'm trying to see how I can frame this. Valentina, whatever. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed her in that movie.
I did too. I gotta say, like at one point, I turned to Aaron. I'm like, I haven't felt this way in watching a Marvel movie in years, and we're definitely gonna talk about that more because I can't spoil shit. But like the emotion, like highs and lows, like I haven't felt highs and lows in a fucking Marvel movie in a while.
You know what it was? It was that, right? So like, again, like I hate to go like back to old Marvel movies, but like Deadpool and Wolverine, like we automatically knew, even though, listen, was the plot fucking perfect in Deadpool and Wolverine? No, but we knew it was going to be a banger movie because you got Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. You know what I'm saying? It was going to be fun. Like, you knew it was going to be fun and good, and we had a good time with that. This is like the first time for me in a while where I sat through a Marvel movie outside of like Guardians 3, like, because that was even good as well, but like that I sat, like you said, I sat and I was like, I really just had a good fucking time. And it was a story about characters you kind of knew, but you got to know more about them. Like, it was just a fun ride for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's all. Like, I know we're gonna get spoilery. So.
And this isn't a spoiler, but Aaron, I already know a very high point for you because when I saw it, when I saw it, you came to mind when that part.
Yep. I turned to Abel and I was like, oh
yeah. Oh. But you know what? It was the delivery of that made me go, oh, like my mouth was. I was like.
There were a couple times in this movie where I did that, where I was like, "Oh, they did that in this movie." Oh, okay,
yeah, like
this wasn't rated R, right? This was PG-13.
No, it's PG-13.
It's PG-13.
I think. Then they say that this was like a hard, edgy PG-13.
Yeah,
it was. Now I can see why they said it was an edgy PG-13.
It was
like they were just a few things away to get that R rating, but they held on to that PG-13
for sure.
Yeah, agreed. All right, listen. So let's do it this way because I know this is kind of a way to do it. So we'll remind the people at the end when we do the spoilers, obviously. But like for now, for the non-spoiler people, give it your 1 through 10 rating, and then we'll say it again after we do the spoilers at the end, and we'll say what our rating was again for the sake of that. But I'll start if you guys want. So this was a 9 out of 10 for me. This is a 9 out of 10 movie for me. I had a good time.
I gave it an 8. I gave it 8.5.
Yeah, I'm with the 8.5. I want to give it a 9, but I need to let it simmer a little bit. But like I'm like right there. Like
This was refreshing. This was refreshing. This was 100%. Very refreshing.
Needed the refresh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8.0.
Okay, there you go. All right, Leo. We at least need a rating. You got
to give me something.
Right. That's not. It's not.
You're not even saying anything if you don't say. If you say just a rating.
A 4.
A 4?
A 4.
4?
Yeah,
a 4.
I figured he's going to do that.
We're gonna have to.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I know why
he's lying. You're lying. You didn't like this movie? Really? Interesting. Okay.
I don't know. You gotta stick around for the spoilers.
All right, gotta stick around for the spoilers and find out. Interesting. I'm interested to see what that's about.
Right.
Pull up to the Mancave. 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 Out to the Mancave. Pull up to the Mancave. Pull up to the Mancave. Pull up to the Mancave.